Omar Ajete was born on October 12, 1983, in Havana, Cuba, into a family with a deep appreciation for sports. From an early age, Ajete showed a passion for athletics. And as he grew older, baseball became his sport of choice. Raised in a country where baseball reigns as the national pastime, it was natural for Omar to follow in the footsteps of many Cuban athletes before him. His parents, both amateur athletes, encouraged him to pursue sports, and it was clear from a young age that Omar had a natural aptitude for the game. Ajete's interest in baseball began during his childhood when he first picked up a bat and glove. As a young player in Havana's competitive youth baseball system, he quickly made a name for himself with his strong work ethic and innate skills. His ability to play multiple positions, coupled with his strong throwing arm and sharp fielding skills, earned him a spot on several youth teams in Cuba. As a teenager, Ajete was already beginning to stand out as one of the most promising players in Havana's youth baseball leagues. By the time he was 14, Omar had joined the prestigious Cuban national youth team, where he began receiving top-tier coaching and honing his skills further. His powerful arm, speed, and strong baseball instincts quickly gained the attention of Cuban scouts. It wasn't long before he was promoted to the Cuban National Series, the country's premier baseball league. At just 18 years old, Ajete was thrust into the spotlight as he began his professional career with the Cuban national team. Professional career and rise to prominence. Omar Ajete made his professional debut in the Cuban National Series in 2001, playing for Industriales, one of Cuba's most prestigious and successful baseball clubs. The move to the top-tier league was a significant step in his career, and it quickly became apparent that Ajete had the ability to compete with some of the best players in the country. His skills as a pitcher began to shine early on, and his fastball, control, and ability to read hitters made him a formidable opponent on the mound. Ajete's rise within the Cuban National Series was meteoric. As a young pitcher, his fastball was his primary weapon, and his command of it allowed him to dominate opposing batters. He was particularly effective in the late innings, where his composure under pressure made him a reliable closer for Industriales. His ability to perform in clutch situations helped propel Industriales to several titles, and it wasn't long before Ajete was regarded as one of the top pitchers in Cuba. Ajete's success in the Cuban National Series led to his inclusion on the Cuban national team, which was known for its dominance in international baseball competitions. In 2003, he made his first appearance with the Cuban national team at the Baseball World Cup, where he was an integral part of the team's victory. His performances at international tournaments elevated his status even further, earning him recognition as one of the best young pitchers in the world. In addition to his success at the World Cup, Ajete continued to impress in other international competitions, such as the Pan American Games, where Cuba repeatedly won gold medals. As a member of the national team, Ajete's reputation for being a consistent and reliable pitcher only continued to grow. He played a key role in Cuba's gold medal win at the 2004 Athens Olympics, cementing his place in the national team's history. By the mid-2000s, Omar Ajete was firmly established as one of Cuba's top pitchers, with a reputation for both his skill and his work ethic. His performances in domestic leagues and international tournaments continued to earn him accolades, and his rise to prominence within Cuban baseball was swift and well-deserved. Career peak and achievements. The peak of Omar Ajete's career came in the late 2000s and early 2010s, when he became one of the most dominant pitchers in both the Cuban National Series and international competitions. His ability to control the game from the mound, combined with his devastating fastball and sharp curveball, made him nearly untouchable during his prime. In the Cuban National Series, Ajete became a mainstay in the starting rotation for Industriales. His consistency and ability to perform at a high level year after year were key to the team's success. During this period, Industriales enjoyed a number of victories, and Ajete's pitching was often the deciding factor in those championships. His excellent record in the National Series made him one of the most respected pitchers in the league, and his contribution to Industriales' dominance during the late 2000s cannot be overstated. On the international stage, Ajete continued to shine as a member of the Cuban national team. He played an instrumental role in the team's success at the 2008 Beijing Olympics, where Cuba won a bronze medal. His remarkable pitching performances in the Olympics earned him widespread acclaim, and his reputation as a top-tier pitcher only grew with each tournament. One of the defining moments of Ajete's career came during the 2010 Baseball World Cup, where he led the Cuban team to another victory, further cementing his legacy in Cuban baseball history. His performances in these international tournaments, combined with his dominance in the Cuban National Series, solidified Ajete as one of the most accomplished pitchers of his era. By the end of the 2010s, Ajete had firmly established himself as one of the leading pitchers in the history of Cuban baseball. His strong arm, mental toughness, and consistent excellence in international and domestic play made him one of the most feared pitchers in the sport. Ajete earned multiple Cuban National Series championships, several Best Pitcher awards, and numerous All-Star selections during this time, and his impact on the field was undeniable. Later years and final transition. As Omar Ajete entered his 30s, he began to feel the physical toll of years of intense competition. The wear and tear on his arm, coupled with the increasing competition from younger pitchers, eventually led him to reconsider his future in professional baseball. While his skills remained sharp, the natural decline in his performance was evident. In 2014, Ajete announced his retirement from international baseball after years of success on the world stage. The decision was bittersweet for both the player and his fans. Although his physical skills had diminished, his leadership and ability to inspire younger players remained unmatched. Following his retirement from international play, Ajete continued to play in the Cuban National Series for a few more seasons with Industriales, where he transitioned into a mentorship role, helping to develop the next generation of Cuban pitchers. Throughout his later years as a player, Ajete became known for his wisdom and experience, often offering advice to younger pitchers who looked up to him. His work ethic and leadership continued to influence Industriales and the broader Cuban baseball community. In 2016, he finally called time on his playing career after more than 15 years of professional baseball. After retiring from professional play, Ajete stayed involved in Cuban baseball as a coach and mentor. His extensive knowledge of the game, along with his years of experience at the highest levels, made him an ideal candidate for coaching youth and junior teams. His post-retirement life has been dedicated to passing on the lessons he learned from his years as a top-tier pitcher. Ajete also participated in various baseball clinics and training camps, where he worked with young talents eager to follow in his footsteps. Legacy and conclusion. Omar Ajete's legacy in Cuban baseball is one of greatness, consistency, and excellence. As a pitcher, he was known for his precision, dominance on the mound, and ability to perform under pressure. His contributions to Industriales and the Cuban national team helped shape an era of success for Cuban baseball, and his achievements in international competitions, including multiple Olympic medals and World Cup victories, solidified his place among the best players of his generation. Ajete's impact extended beyond the field, as he mentored countless young players throughout his career. His leadership, dedication, and professionalism continue to influence the Cuban baseball community. As a coach, Ajete is helping to shape the future of the sport in Cuba, ensuring that his legacy endures for years to come. Omar Ajete will forever be remembered as one of the most accomplished pitchers in Cuban baseball history, a true ambassador for the sport whose contributions both on and off the field have left a lasting mark on the game.